in our last session, the goblins that inhabited the fort just southeast of Tordia was finally taken care of as they scrambled to form a plan and hide themselves to take on whatever lie on the other side of the double doors. Uh, Spirits and arrows and enough damage was able to take them out pretty swiftly, too. As one goblin did try to escape, the group caught up with them and dispatched the last one remaining. They now have just entered back to their manor in Tordia and plan to speak with the Lord. Okay.
All right. Do we just want to stroll up to his manor and ask the guards? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna go there.
All right.
I think. Did we already sleep or?
Well, we rested at
We rested, right?
At the castle, but I guess
Okay.
we kind of slept through. I don't know if it really was the night. I don't know how long traveling back took us really, but yeah, we rested.
Okay.
So it took about an hour or so to get back.
Okay, let me just make sure I'm good. All my spells and stuff are back. No, they're not.
Well, the whole battle after the fact, when the double doors finally opened, that was after you guys long rested. So whatever you used in battle at that time.
I was showing here I have no first level slots and no second level slots. I don't think I did that much battling, did I?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I used any spells last fight, or maybe I used one or two. You know, here. I'll leave them. I'll leave them, and then when we rest again, I'll yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, probably won't even need them for now.
Knock on wood.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't have said anything, right?
Claving sitting there grabbing a handful of dice. Oh, really?
Lord Brahm attacks. Jesus.
So why is he so serious?
He's grumpy. He woke up on the wrong side of the bed. All right.
Woo.
Deedle-deedle-doo.
Alright, I can grab Bernie. Never mind, Bernie grabbed himself.
All right, so here, as you approach, the one guard comes up and says, "Oh, Lord Brahm has been expecting you. He hopes everything went well, and you and the other soldiers have come back together. You met up all at the palace, and two of the soldiers took them straight in, and the other two spoke with the one you're facing now, and gives a brief synopsis of goblins and such, and goes in with the trainee and leaves you with the guard standing directly in front of you. With that, let's see. Why is Lord Brahm not there?
Is he out on business?
Okay, here we go. Jeez. Okay. And he's invisible. Okay. Moments later, Lord Brahm steps up. Ah, I see you've returned, and all in one piece. He extends his arm out and motions for you to come into the courtyard.
All right.
All right, please. I did see the soldiers looking a little bit worse for wear, but seems like everyone's back. Was everything okay?
Yeah, it went almost smoothly. Even it went pretty well. We managed to separate them. Even yeah, all the goblins have been well killed, and we don't think anyone managed to escape to send word to anyone. At least we tried to prevent it. So if someone did, it would have been someone we never even saw in the first place. Yeah,
Okay.
I think probably success.
And you say you took care of all of the goblins.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, so all three forts are back
Ah.
to being emptied.
no, not
Oh,
not
we
all
did
three.
the
No,
one.
just the one. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. And that's on the southeastern side, correct?
So I don't actually know. I'm sure the
Yeah.
soldiers know better which one it actually was. I don't know where the others are. I only know the one we've been to.
Okay. Did you have to cross over a stream, kind of like a river, to get there?
No, not this one. I don't think.
Oh,
I
are
don't
you
know.
sure?
Did we? We went around the base of the like cliff that the city is on. Past
Ah,
the
yes, then
harbor.
the southeast side.
Yeah, okay.
So right after the bridge, you guys parked your horses.
Okay. Yeah, that one,
Okay.
yeah.
And yeah,
Okay, excellent. Then I could get together a few men and send them down that way. Do you have chance to clear out the other two, or would I have to rely upon the wishful thinking of the trainees?
Well, we didn't clear out the other ones, but I don't know. From what we've seen in there, I'm not sure the same size of group that we were would be able to do it if they were all the trainees that we fought with.
I see.
yeah. Are the other ones? Are they about the same like threat there, like the same size of threat, or is there like more gathered at one particular one?
For what we know, we just know they've been taken over, and the forts themselves are, I mean, different floor plans, but same, pretty much the same size. So I imagine it would be much of the same number of opponents.
Well, yeah, in that case, you need more forces or stronger forces than what you sent with us, or you would have to go do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was you three plus 2 soldiers and 2 recruits. How many would
Yes.
you suggest we send if it's the same size, same number?
I would say, well, some recruits are not bad because I mean, I'm sure you probably actually know about them. Those banners that you have hanging in the castle, we found the
Yes.
recruits were great at keeping the banners active for our purposes, with the
Okay.
soldiers helping us with the actual fight. But
Yes, I've heard of these banners, but even I am not really too sure how they work. I think it's for the secrecy to make sure that no information about the fortress really escapes. So, if they were able to understand the banners, Then they just now got themselves a post at that fortress or at that fort.
We might have partially misunderstood them until the very end, but now I think they know.
Yeah,
'Cause
they definitely, yeah.
yeah.
That's good then. I mean, of course, if you three happen to know what the banners do, please don't even let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. I would hate to have the knowledge of it and then for it to get into the wrong hands. So,
Well,
worst
if
case scenario,
if
maybe
this
I'm
is
taken and, yeah.
if this is supposed to be a secret, then what you should probably know is that the goblins were fully aware of how to use them.
Interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah. We
Huh.
also didn't really come across any one goblin that seemed, to like have the strength to amass a goblin horde underneath themselves. They were all pretty much similar strength, so we're thinking that whoever is leading them was not there. Probably somewhere else. Might
Hmm.
be non-goblins that taught them about the banners as well, potentially.
Yeah, they seem to know the layout very, very well.
Interesting.
Actually, how
I
long have they been
wonder.
there?
The goblins?
Yeah.
Not too long after the Yeti came through.
Oh, so
We
they
had
actually had
to,
time to. Ugh.
yeah, they had a good, I would guess, at least a week, maybe longer, maybe two. I don't know. But, I mean, once that attack, we had to pull everyone. The only one that really, if I remember correctly, really ever got the brunt of it was the fort on the south side. I mean, in terms of distance, it's the closest to Samik, but still, it's quite a ways away. I don't know, maybe they got someone from Samik and word spread, or but I've heard nothing of it. I think it is kind of curious that they either figured it out or knew it ahead of time. But hmm,
It's not easy to figure out unless you're actively in battle. That's what
yeah,
we've
Or
learned
you,
at least.
yeah.
hmm. I don't see a reason that they would even if play fight each other.
Mhm.
I think I'll try and send someone into Samik to see if there's some sort of information that can be had. Maybe there's whispers, because that place attracts all forms of villainry. But
Yeah.
all right, I mean, if you do want to step in at any point, I know you have quite a lot on your plate, and he kind of looks around, angle like towards Bernie, and I know there are some pressing issues. At least, hopefully, clearing out that southeastern fort strikes a little bit of fear that we're getting back to our former glory. Um, but yeah, if you can lend a hand for anything, I think that would be amazing. As I did say earlier, our wyverns are getting a little bit too large for this city, and at least clearing out the fort, there are three wyverns and there are three forts.
See what
If,
you're saying.
yes, if you are out and about, of course, take your wyverns as you please. It's not like I'm saying keep them here. But at least when you're back in Tordia, they can call that their home. Um, we can do something about the roofs to make a shelter and fortify the strength of the walls, but that is a possibility.
An intriguing possibility.
And they can hunt around that area as they please.
Okay.
We do have some things on our plate in the short term and some things in the long term, but perhaps in the medium term we can come back and take care of that. Like in a couple days, maybe a week.
Take care of what exactly?
The other two boards.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, what is your short-term plan?
Well, immediately we wanted to go hook up, meet up with Alma.
Okay.
And then some chores that we are potentially, I don't know if we're going to figure out a way of doing it somewhat safely, but we would like to retrieve something from the plane of fire.
Yes. I remember speaking a little bit about needing troops and such to go in there. I imagine King Erasmus has, I guess, disappeared for the time being.
King Aramus, yeah. He
Yeah.
We are gonna have to pick him up again for that plan. That's what I mean with the long term, because we have about a month to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
So that doesn't have to happen immediately.
Well. And I'm guessing Simon is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully safe and sound. Then, did you already give him any portal codes?
King Aramus, only the one to go back home. He knows how to get to his own plane now.
Okay.
And I think we also actually gave him the one to the Feywild, because that was part of the deal. He does
Not
have
fully.
that one as well.
Is he? Okay.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Okay, well, hopefully he spends the next month with enough patience not to go over there ahead of time. Hopefully he distrusts Simon more than his ambition to take over the Feywild, because that would be unpleasant to have such an imbalance of power. But anyway, so you said Secret Alma. How long will you be gone?
Well, just to meet up with Sikirama, probably not very long, probably until maybe tomorrow, but the Plane of Fire visit might be directly attached to that, and that might be another day or so, perhaps two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with your two wyverns, we have made some progress with my own. We have been teaching it to, I guess, come to us short distances, using a horn made from a horn, the kind of horn. I don't know what they're actually called, but it's quite loud. We play it softly, I guess, in closer locations. But so far, our wyvern has responded well, and we would obviously have them in each fort, and we would have them in Tordia. So, if there is any danger, because obviously southeast, south, and southwest. Don't cover all directions. Uh, we can call upon them. We can call them home to their fortresses. I don't know if you want to leave your wyverns here for us to start training them. Again, this is all on you. But
So how old are the wyverns now? Like a month, 2 months?
yeah, like about maybe a little bit less than 2 months. Yeah.
I am not sure if they can be trained by anyone else. So I don't know how as I know dragons grow up pretty slow. They're gonna
Yep.
be little baby wyverns for a while.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that they are trainable, and we're not going to say, yeah, go ahead and train them, and then next thing you know, like they just ransack the place and we're gone.
Okay.
I don't know, Locke, do you have any opinion on that?
I don't know. I think we could give it a try, but yeah, maybe keep an eye on it, like you're saying. It's not 100% certain what will happen.
Yeah.
But generally, I wouldn't be opposed to them being also trained by some other people with different ideas than we have. I think our training has been pretty basic so far.
Wow. I think this is a little crazy. I just did this is sidebar. I just did a Google search. It says it takes 3 days, 19 hours for a wyvern to become mature. Huh?
What?
What?
Where did you find that?
I just did a Google search and yeah.
Why 19 days? Like what is
No,
so special about those 19 days that is like crucial for them to become
no,
mature? What?
3 days, 19 hours, and 40 minutes. That doesn't seem. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I did 5e. Does it take a... Okay, yeah. This is a little bit 3 to 5 years to reach maturity. All right, I did specifically D&D this time. I'm not gonna do that. 3 years is too long. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but it seems like all of what I'm reading is guesswork anyways. It's not like there's official information on that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, because they're already like almost 2 months old. I'm gonna say like, I don't know, 8 months maybe. So 6 more months.
And then they're
Maybe less than that.
They're adult?
Yeah.
And when can you start riding them? When they're adults or already earlier?
Earlier than that.
Okay.
Yeah. Once. So, what are they considered now? What did I put? What was the word for it?
Hold on. I can look that up on our sheet.
Adolescent or something like that, I think.
We called it adolescent wyvern, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, so once they reach maybe the next or the second to next stage, they'll be like rideable. Right now they're like heavy on your shoulder.
Yeah.
The next one, you can't carry them anymore.
Yeah, I mean their size class is also still small.
Yeah.
They're not even medium yet.
Yeah, so I think the not next one, but the following one, uh, they'll be rideable. Of course, you need to train them to do that and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Sorry for sidetracking.
I don't know where
Okay.
we left off. I think we were talking about timelines. Probably back here,
Yeah,
done with
about
fire in a couple
training.
of days.
No,
Yeah.
about training, leaving them here and stuff.
I mean, the angle, do we want to take them to the plane of fire? That's also another thing to consider, other than whether or not they're trainable. Is it safe to take them where we're going?
No. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, potentially.
But at the same time, like, because like they're dragons, right? In the wild, around this age, I think they will still be with their mother, right? Or
Yeah.
where they imprint on. So, like, we shouldn't leave them alone a lot because they're still in that imprinting age.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they become adults, I think they'll either want to go somewhere else or they'll want to roost for themselves. You know, so like I honestly, like, I don't know what to tell you. The only thing I'm looking at this like a lizard or a chicken, you know, something reptilian that will have that kind of, you know, need of wanting to either be close by to something, or you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
force
I
sound
was
good, but yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking in terms of like cats versus dogs. You know, dogs are pack animals and they love being with humans and forming bonds with them because they're used to being in a pack, whereas cats are usually solitary and they tolerate their owners more than they really like them, it seems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say then I can give you 3 of the horns that we use. They're all the same pretty much horn. It's not like they're different. But I think if you come up with your specific call. So one call would be to bring them to Tordia. And that would be a battle, like a battle horn. The standard do 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 kind of thing. If you want to come up with each of the wyverns a specific call so they know it's them being called to a certain fortress, that could work too. And you can train them while you guys are out, at least to respond to the horns. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then at least they'll know to come when called.
Are there like spells or something to speak with animals as well? Is this
They're
something
not
that we
animals
could
though, they're
acquire?
considered dragons.
What's that?
How about creature?
They're not considered animals.
Really? Then are they considered just speaking a language and tongues would work?
Technically, well, not yet, because if I understand, they have to reach like young adult for them to actually learn how to start speaking. When they're like an adolescent or their child, they can't speak at all. It's like trying to talk to, you know, a lizard. But you can't use animal. Yeah, they don't understand animal yet. I so I remember looking this up like a while back, but yeah, they're like they learn from whoever they imprint on, and they also have like intrinsic knowledge as well. or not sorry, not intrinsic, but what's it called? Fuck. It's knowledge like that you get like from passed down from like DNA. Reason why like some dragons like know how to cast spells and stuff like that, stuff that they like kind of know.
Mhm.
I was looking it up. I'm sorry, a while
No,
back.
it's good.
Yeah, but yeah, I do know. I do know when they're young, they don't know how to speak yet. Even if you or to speak Draconic to them, it doesn't work very well when they're very very young. Actually, no. Here, perfect example. It's like How to Train Your Dragon. Have you seen that?
No.
Gosh. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Looking at their
Essentially,
stat sheet, it says they understand Draconic, but don't speak it
do
yet,
it.
at least.
Okay. Okay. So if they understand Draconic, then yeah, talking to them like that will work best.
Yeah.
But I do know when they're young, they can't speak it though. They don't know it yet.
Yeah. Can we
On
Like
just
any
the wyvern,
baby.
on just the wyvern stat block, it doesn't say they speak any language.
Oh, interesting. Where did that come from in
Yeah.
ours?
Because I'm on D&D Beyond, just wyvern, large dragon, unaligned,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. It's got dark vision, passive perception, 14. Languages, there's nothing listed.
Yeah,
Oh my.
true. What about? Yeah, not even in Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no language.
But then if they
Oh,
don't...
boy.
What is speaking with animals? Is it a spell or is it like a ranger or druid
spell.
feature or
That's a
something?
spell. I think it's a spell.
It's a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just the description of
Lasts
that.
10 minutes.
Exactly.
You can speak with beasts.
Yeah,
But the second
beasts,
sentence of
beasts
speak
is
with
a...
animals, the knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited to their intelligence.
Yeah.
So if wyverns can't even speak
Yeah,
common,
and
let alone any
wyverns are
language.
not beasts. Yeah, speak with animals gives you the ability to communicate with beasts,
Yeah.
which is a creature class that wyverns are not part of.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's really no way to have a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not about that life.
Yep. Exactly.
Why did it come into play about speaking with wyverns?
Just because I was thinking maybe, instead of having to come up with a code for the horns, we can find out a way to actually speak with them directly and be able to like communicate our intent without having to train a certain command first.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. So for what I guess for in-game, because that was all kind of outside the game, Lord Brahm says, yeah, we tried speaking with the wyverns, and for all the things that we were able to find for information and our own experience, it doesn't seem to respond to any language.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to think about it more. Maybe we can come up with some way of communicating that doesn't require language, like telepathy. But I think, yeah, stuff like that. I don't know. Potentially.
Yeah, I mean that might make the process of training them easier, but in terms of like actually using, we're not able to like telepathically connect with them over such a long range to call them for battle or protection. Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely let me know because we've been making pretty good progress with our wyvern over here.
I think I just found something out of game again that would work.
Sure.
Telepathic Bond, which is a 5th level spell, which allows up to 8 willing creatures to be linked telepathically for 8 hours. And it says it doesn't work on creatures with intelligence scores of 2 or less, which isn't the case because our wyverns have intelligence 4 already now.
Uh-huh.
And then until the spell ends, the targets can communicate telepathically through the bond whether or not they have a common language. So that might work.
Okay. So then, what's the name of the spell?
Telepathic Bond.
Because one thing that I'm wondering about is the fact that do they have to be present when the spell is cast?
They do, yeah, 30-foot range when you cast it. Oh, and duration 1 hour, sorry, not 8 hours.
Wyvern.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're calling for the wyvern, they'd have to already be there.
Yeah. No, but it's still useful, like, if we're with them in order to communicate what we're doing in a battle, for example. Other than
yeah, of course.
Go that way,
in the
go
battle.
that way, you know.
Yeah, in the battle. But that would have to be one person casting it and then directing all of the wyverns to do something. Because it's not like you can cast it on multiple. It's only for one person, one cast.
No, when you cast it, you link 8 people to one another. It's like a network. And then each creature.
Oh, to another or just to you?
To another.
Yeah.
I think.
To one another, including yourself, I guess. If you choose yourself as a target, you probably could even do it without yourself.
So essentially, you're making a gigantic Discord, mental Discord.
Yeah, cyclically linking each creature to all the others for the duration.
Wow, there we go. That's not bad. So yeah, during a battle,
yeah,
that would be pretty good.
How long does it take you to cast it?
One action, but it is a ritual spell. So if we just had it as a ritual, it wouldn't take up a spell slot, but then it would take a minute.
10 minutes.
Oh, it's 10 minutes? Oh, 10 minutes.
10 minutes, 10 minutes to cast, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this might make training them
a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, again, like, you can't use language to speak with them, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the spell would work, but you'd have to come up with a different way of communicating.
Really?
Other than language.
Okay.
Yeah.
It does work, like, even if you don't share a language. So I would have thought you're not using language as part of it. You're just, like, directly linked and understanding each other's intent.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't use... So, like, if you're saying, like, hey, go over to the left side, it's just going to stare at you. But if you, like, use, I would say, emotion somehow, then there's the link that they're feeling. Because, again, whether it's...
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. The thing is, like, if I speak only common and somebody else speaks only, I don't know, anything, goblin or whatever, and then you use that spell to link us, we would still be able to speak through it even though we don't have a language that we can both speak. Right? Like, that's specifically part of it. So I would have thought that it doesn't use language at all. Until the spell ends, the targets can communicate telepathically through the bond whether or not they share a language. We don't need to share a language to be able to do it.
Yeah, but it's saying communication telepathically, but there's a video. Let me see. Let's pause YouTube.
Okay,
there's what's his face? What's his guy's
name?
name? All right, so we decided that a little bit of a sidebar that tongues would be the best option. If you guys want to explain it.
Well, tongues and Rary's telepathic bond both potentially work, but Rary's telepathic bond doesn't allow us to actually speak to them, but just to communicate intent. And
Yeah.
it does have the upside of being a ritual spell as well, and having multiple targets. And tongues is better for one target. Well, it is only one target, but we can actually speak with them, at least if we succeed on some roll, like using language.
So wyverns and other beasts not really having a language, I was saying the fact of, yeah, you can express emotion and they don't understand it, but tongues is like beast mode for beasts. All right, so I guess we also convey that to Lord Brahm. The conversation kind of unfolds. Yes, I do know that there are quite a few spells scattered throughout the schools that might be able to help you on that. And it would definitely make teaching these wyverns a thing or two about how we want them to fight and react and act.
And we'll have to talk
Yeah.
with Alma about that as well. And now that we go to see her, she's in the appropriate school for these spells.
So I haven't spoken to Alma in a few days, if not kind of a while. So your guess is as good as mine of where she might be.
We did speak to her just recently via spell, but I don't think she said where she was at the time.
I see. I do know that she might still be preoccupied with her kind of secret portal, little pocket dimension of securing her library.
Pocket dimension. Is she doing it a different way than we knew before? Okay.
Yeah, she was trying to save it after that attack a while ago.
It's fair.
Yeah. Well, we'll contact her and see, I guess.
Okay. I think, at least for the time being, we'll keep going on our wyvern on this side and see how things are.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure once you guys lock down, and I'll try to get one of the spellcasters in the palace to also get a hold of that spell. Maybe we can work something out with one of the people down south, and that'll save you guys a little bit of the legwork.
Okay. We'll talk to Alma about it and see if we can get it. But then if we get a hold of it, we'll let you know as well, I guess. We could also share our spell books. Or I can. Wizards can do that. I don't know how it works for clerics, really.
Okay.
I just kind of paint a picture for you with my words.
Okay. All right, perfect. Yeah. All right, so then I guess I think that's it on my end. I know we need to start getting those troops to the southeastern fortress and try using the horn at a larger distance. Hopefully they'll be able to hear it. But yeah, I think that's it on our side. Do you have anything else that you might need or share?
I think so. Anything about the fortress?
Nothing really outside of we completed that one.
Oh,
They
maybe
didn't tell us about the other one.
maybe one question actually. Do you know what's up with these dice? Are they dice even, or are they something else? If you know.
He takes a look at them. Huh. It might be used for gambling. Where did you find these? In
On the
fort?
goblins. We guessed that that's
Yeah.
what they were about, but we weren't quite sure if there's more to them.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, for as far as I can tell, they look like. I mean, did you try to identify if there's any magic in them?
Um, it was just a couple hours ago, but it feels like it was like 3 weeks ago. I think we checked them out somehow. I don't know if it was identify or just detect magic, but yeah, there was nothing that we noticed about them.
I see. Okay. Well, I guess if you want to leave, do you have just these that you have, or
I think so. Yeah, we just have a couple here. We found them on a few of them.
do you show them, or do you hand them?
I can hand them to him.
Okay. He takes it and he tries to look at the shapes, and you see him kind of the one that has the circle in the middle, the oval. He like puts them together and like kind of braces himself. No, he turns one of them, touches it. Nothing seems to happen. He kind of like stacks it a little bit. Yeah, I guess shakes it. Yeah, I guess they're just maybe dice. I don't know. Yeah, that's strange. Did just one of them have these, or
A few of them had
huh?
like one each,
Okay.
right? I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they each all had like one die. Yeah.
They don't seem to work together. Would you mind if I keep one?
Sure, feel free.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
we know
there.
they really are for gambling only.
Maybe there's something that we can find in the library. And he hands you back the other ones that you gave him.
And what did we find in the hem of the shoe of one of them, Angle? There was something. Don't remember what it was. Oh, it was a letter that was written in a language that we don't know, right?
Yeah, the letter. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
And we couldn't read it, if I remember correctly. We still have that and don't know what it says, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So this was also there. One of them had it hidden on his body. We don't know what it says though.
Okay. He takes a look at it. Huh. Kind of straight looking markings. This doesn't look like really goblin, I don't think.
Oh, really? That's what we assumed it was because it was on goblins.
Huh.
Any
I don't
idea what
know.
it could be then?
Let's see. Line down, line across. Huh. No, that's weird. I've never seen this language before.
Huh.
You know, I think one of my people may be able to do kind of like a comprehend languages, or maybe they're just really good with deciphering. Um, do you need it? We can make a copy real quick.
I don't think we need it. We could also show it to Alma if we go see her and see if she has any input, but not like we
Okay.
need it for anything.
Okay. I'll get one person to kind of jot this down on our end. I don't. I don't know. And he, calls over one of his guards, who jogs over, explains the situation, and the guard jogs off. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Well, at least they were gambling. Huh.
That also weird.
I mean, Tordia soldiers don't gamble. It's not allowed. But this is just going on maybe a gut feeling of how soldiers gamble. Maybe a fight started. Maybe someone stood in front of a banner. I don't know. I think I'm reaching, but maybe it's just a hope that they didn't actually get real information. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, maybe this letter has the key to something. We'll take a look at it though.
Yeah.
A few minutes
Okay.
passes by. Letter comes back, hands it back. All right, interesting. Die and a letter. Hmm. Okay.
Do the symbols on a letter look like the dice?
There are no symbols on the die.
On the letter. Oh, I meant like, do they look like the size of a die? But no
Oh
correlation
no,
between the
no
shapes.
they don't. No.
Okay. Well, I think in that case, we'll get going, right? Do we have something else, Engel?
No, I think that was it. Like I said,
Right.
we don't want to. We want to make sure we get Simon back soon.
Yeah.
Well,
Huh.
Alma first.
Okay. Well, thank you for I guess filling me in. I mean, hopefully we can figure out what to do about the wyverns. Um, Engel, you did mention your family maybe needs some help or something of that nature. Did you ever
Um,
figure out what you wanted to do with them?
I mean, you're just gonna have them, like I said, spread out a little bit more. See if any of them want to come over here, because like I said, most of my family's in um Kleinberg,
Yeah.
so
Okay. Yeah. Let me know what
um.
you.
Yeah.
Yep. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I was just going to have them come by
Hmm.
and take a look, and then if any of them are interested, then yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Did you want them to be in Tordia or to start something for themselves or
both. Again, like I'm opening the invitation to them,
okay? Because there
and so
is
if
yeah,
yeah,
there
no,
is that dwarf
uh-huh.
settlement that's just north of here on the other side of that Yeti uh,
Yeah,
kind of hideaway.
yeah, I remember that. That's one of the reasons why I wanted them to come down here, because there is like they are starting to build out here and such, and why I was going to have them kind of start looking into coming out here because of that settlement.
Gotcha. Okay. So did you want them to be in the settlement in Tordia or start somewhere nearby for themselves?
Yes, or all of the above. Again, like I said, I don't know. I don't know. He would like them to be near. As for
Hmm.
how near, he doesn't really care, as long as, like, he's kind of providing for his family and getting them, good accommodations. So either if they are in a settlement and they are working with the dwarven government, or if they are, in here locally and they got a place of their own, either works.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I think there are some vacant homes. People are starting to come back into the city. So, if you want, we can start setting something up here, or maybe try to make something for themselves nearby.
Yeah, either or.
Okay.
Like I said, like even if, like, they want to set up like a shop or business of their own or something like that, or they can go ahead and use this as a waypoint for like their farmstead, so they can go ahead and get their food and stuff like that out and about, traveling merchants and such.
Okay. Well, if they're gonna do farm stuff, then maybe we can help them with that. I know trying to get supplies out to the forts is kind of an ordeal.
Yeah,
Um, so at least having someone that can take care of that for Tordia would be good. All right,
yeah,
perfect.
sounds good.
All right, so I guess I'll leave you to it with Alma. Uh, good, good luck trying to track her down. She is everywhere and nowhere all at the same time.
Give it a
Yeah.
try at least.
All right.
Yeah, you're trying.
I guess
Okay.
with that, I can walk you out, and let me know about everything though. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Just gonna walk up here like this.
Goodbye.
All right. What's the plan now?
I think Alma's now, right?
Yeah, I'll message her. Let me write out the put those videos in the campaign chat instead of general. All right. Hi, Alma. Looking to meet up. Is there a way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Ideally, as soon as possible. Yeah. 15 angle. What I'm saying right now is, hi, Alma, looking to meet up. Is there a way? Ideally, as soon as possible. Do you want to add anything to that? Change
Nah, that's
anything?
pretty much it. That's good.
All right. We do still have words left over.
Yeah, because like we don't. There's not really much we need to preface to her in
Yeah.
terms of why we need to meet up. It's just
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll clarify by saying meet up with you. Okay, that's it.
What's the name of the spell again? Not message.
Message?
But...
No, it's not message. Message is the
Oh.
cantrip, but I also say that as well. The spell is sending.
I need to find one particular word. Cool. Okay. Perfect. All right. So let me. Did you
And
send it?
here's the message.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sending it. It might not work if she's on a different plane of existence with some chance.
No, that's actually it does work. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was looking at. Yeah. Even across planes of existence. Yeah.
No, but did you read the next sentence as well?
Oh, I didn't actually see this.
But if the target is on a different plane than you, there is a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive.
Oh, I didn't
Which
see
is
that
basically
section.
a 1 on a d20, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, that's. I wouldn't say it like that. Let's roll a.
I think I wouldn't know if it works, so probably you have to roll it hidden.
Am I insane? There's no.
You want a d100?
Yeah.
It's a
grumpy.
d10 plus one of those that you just rolled.
Yeah. Mm.
And if they're all zeros, it's actually 100. Otherwise, just a number that they add up to.
All right. As you say this across the planes of existence, your words catch her ear.
guess we can walk as we wait.
There we go.
Oh yeah, Angle just heard back from her. We can meet up. She wants to meet at the portal outside for Rumi, the one on the mountain where we fought the wyvern.
Okay.
Which means for us, probably actually the druid, Lord Bram's druid. Yeah. Oh, I guess back where we came from. Didn't think about that ahead of time. Since we don't have our own circle set up yet. Should I bring my my minions? Where did I go?
Can we march them through the street?
No, we can't. So if I do want to bring the minions, that's what I'm saying. I would have to go grab them, go out of town through the sewers, and meet up at the tree outside of the town with you guys and the druid. If we don't need them anyway, we could just leave them here.
I don't think we need them yet. We're not going. We're just gonna talk to her, right? We're not gonna go anywhere and fight anything yet.
All right. Yeah. Wait.
Well, we shouldn't be fighting anything. Let's put it that way.
Actually, let me check the wording on that spell because it's gonna make a difference now. What's it called? Raise. What's the spell called? Ah, come on. Animate that. That's what it is. Yeah. No, I would have to recast it before the period ends. So, if we do go today and we're not back here before tomorrow morning, though late morning-ish, basically the same time I controlled them when we left at the castle, I will lose control of them and won't be able to get it back. We'll just have to kill them in the cell then.
So go back and do the ritual now? Or to cast it again?
Yeah, then we would still have to be back before tomorrow at noon, but I'd rather just take him with us and then I can reassert control tomorrow morning, like on schedule, like I usually would.
Okay.
So I would like to actually, I'll go back to the house. You guys can keep going to talk to the druid and then just ask him to meet us. You know, the same tree that we already met up outside of town in the past, the one that's like halfway between the like main gate and the port. And then we can leave from there. Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine. Sounds good to me.
All right. I'll go back to the house then.
I got it.
Maybe just real quick, DM, do I run into trouble with getting my zombies out through the sewers to that spot, or should I just teleport there and it all works fine?
Which spot exactly? Show me on the map.
That tree here. Oops. Outside of town, where I put the marker.
Oh, let me find.
Oh. Oops. Here. Like halfway between the gate and the port.
Why is the marker not showing up on my screen?
Can maybe do the other kind of marker, this one.
Oh, there we go. So how do you want to get them there?
Out through the sewers, and then I think the sewers lead up.
And then up.
Lead up.
Oh yeah, then up the thing. You might just run into a couple of the guards, but I think you'll be okay.
All right.
Yeah. You might have to do a little bit of explaining. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. But
So
basically,
yeah, start. Yeah. Mm, I would say roll. You don't have to take your character, but roll. What would you say to the guards had they caused a fuss or are scared?
I mean, if they really cause a fuss, I'd tell them to talk to Lord Bram. But otherwise, I'd say I'm not trying to cause any trouble. Just going past to that tree there, not entering town with them. Don't worry.
Okay. Mm, make a persuasion check.
Right.
Okay,
12.
yeah, they're okay.
All right.
Yeah. I need to finish Tordia. Man. I want to finish Tordia. All right. So you guys are now at the tree.
Only us, yeah. Only me and the zombies.
Yeah. Engel, were you going to do something in specific?
I'm at the tree right now. What?
Where?
In the city where he told us about the castle? Is that not where we're supposed to go?
You two are in different locations.
Oh my goodness! I thought you meant the tree inside the castle where we normally go to, Lord Brom. Okay. You're the one outside the city, right?
You don't know where he is.
I mean, I can repeat what I said when we were still together, but yeah, right now I'm not together with you to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's honestly, that's what I thought you were meant, Locke, was that tree that Engel's at.
I'm bad for miscommunicating.
Locke, at the moment, it's now been 15 minutes since you arrived at that tree.
Maybe I'll instruct my goblins to hide around like the edge of the cliffs and behind the trees, and then I'll walk back into town, see what's up. And then I guess I don't come across them on the way, right? I'll meet them at the castle.
Yeah. So you take a good 30 minutes to get back to the castle.
Oh,
or the palace. Yes.
Here anymore either.
Oh. What?
Did we cross one another? We probably would have seen each other if that happened, though. Right.
Engel, where'd you go?
I started heading the other way. So
Oh,
as soon as I didn't see him there, Engel's like, "Ah, god dang it!" And he looks at Bernie and says, "He met the other tree," and then I started heading that way.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because.
Well, you two are somewhere in the world.
I would probably talk to the guard. Like, did you see Engel around here again after we left together? Did he come back here?
Yeah, he was here for a good 15 or 20 minutes just standing here. I didn't know if he still needed to talk to Lord Brom, but he didn't say anything. And then he just walked away. That was it.
Okay. I'll have to go find him first, I guess. Yeah, we'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
good
gonna
luck
go
to you.
very slowly through the town.
Yeah.
If you go this way.
Wow.
Did you see Engel today? Do you even know who Engel is?
Yeah, he's the dwarf, right?
Yeah, right. Did you see him walk past by any chance?
Yeah, I would say like a while ago. He went towards he was leaving the city.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for your help. I'm trying to find him. If he comes back this way, just tell him to wait here. I'll come back if I don't see him out there. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Why does my mini not turn? It's like stuck looking that direction. Oh well.
Maybe he's trying to look at the angles he missed earlier.
Yeah.
For the angle he missed earlier.
Nothing.
They open the doors yet again. This guy keeps going back and forth. Holy smokes.
Oh, here you
And
are. Oh.
there you go.
You know, I thought you were talking about the tree inside the, city that we normally go through.
Yeah, I can't take the zombie stairs. The problem. That's why I wanted to go to this one.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna go fetch the druid and basically bring him here, and I was gonna wait for you here. But I guess now
You said
we
you're
can go
going
fetch
to
him together.
tree at least. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah. The tree we used in the past, we have used this one for the same reason when we. But yeah, I could have stated that clear. I see.
Yeah, when
See
you
what
say
happened
tree
now.
we used in the past, we used them all in the past.
Yeah, well, two of them here. This one and the one in the city. Yeah. But I guess now we can go fetch the druid together.
Yeah.
All right. Back in the city we go.
They're gonna look at you like, what are you guys doing? You're wearing out the hinges on this door.
No, because like I was gonna get the druid, but I was expecting you to come back over with us over
Yeah.
there, the other tree.
Yeah.
When we walk past the guard in the town square, we like found them. So we kind of
He's
lost
just
him
nodding
again.
his head.
Oh, let's just go to the tree straight away. Oh, there he comes.
Okay, you guys are now at the palace after, I would say, that probably took like at least an hour.
Poor Alma is
Yeah,
just
about
waiting
that.
for us.
I don't know if she has a way of contacting you, but
Hi, we found each other again.
oh, good.
We would love to make use of the services of the druid that you have in the castle. Do you think you could either ask him, or maybe if that needs permission, ask Lord Bram if he could come out to meet us, to send us somewhere?
Yeah, I can tell him personally and then see if the druid can be sent out.
All right.
So I'll ask permission for or on your behalf.
Thank you.
He turns and jogs away.
Oof, now we're gonna have to walk out of the city one more time with the druid.
Maybe the druid can step through a tree to step through a tree.
Maybe we just
he can't do that.
walk off the city wall here, and then I feather fall us all, and then we can take a bit of a different path and walk along the shore.
Okay.
The fast way down.
The adventurer way down.
Okay, after a little bit of time, the guard comes out with the druid. Okay, yeah, everything seems to check out. Yeah.
What's your name?
Me, sir?
Yeah,
George.
George. Okay.
Thanks, George.
Yes, I appreciate uh, you guys doing everything for the city. So the small times that I have to just run back and forth is okay.
Well, that's fine. I just don't want to sit there and refer to you as the druid. My name's George.
Oh, no,
Oh,
it's the
were you speaking to
soldier.
the druid or the soldier?
The druid.
Oh, the soldier's name is George. He thought you were
Oh,
talking to him, and he
no.
kindly
I thought it was the druid
just
talking.
kind of turns around. Well,
But
the name
thank
is
you, George.
I
I
the
do
didn't
name
actually
is
appreciate
thank you.
George.
Yeah, I didn't mean you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And he
Thanks,
kind of just
George.
walks back to his post. That's funny. Let me try to find the druid. Where is he? I favorited him. Or
Yeah,
you
'cause
need
I
to.
don't want to keep on calling him the druid.
Yeah. Let's see.
His name's Costanza. Constanza. What's his name? George. Was
Costanza.
Oh, George Costanza?
Constanza or Costanza? I'm not sure.
Costanza.
Costanza.
Yeah.
I think this was the druid that I used before. I can't find him on my favorites. So we're going to say this is the druid. All right. So he steps forward. This is definitely not the druid. That's fine. He steps forward and tries to get past you to get to the tree.
Could we? I'm sorry for the extra bother, but could we use the tree outside of the city? That one that we also used, I think, like once in the past, like halfway
Oh.
to the port, because I got
Sure.
some more of those little friends waiting out there.
Little friends?
Yeah, similar to last time. You know, ones that I've resurrected.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. This is gonna be the druid. I can't seem to find him in my unique.
You wanna
Alright, there we go.
you wanna ask him for his name as well?
It's still George.
We got that, George. Thank you.
Well, yeah, not the first time. That was funny. I thought you were talking to the soldier.
Me too. I got that.
Let's
that
see.
as
This
well.
druid's name is. Okay. There's
Druid
his
Drew.
name.
Okay.
Not Druid Drew. Oh my
Drew the
goodness.
Druid.
Yeah,
Drew the Druid? Oh my goodness.
we'll do Andrew. We'll do Andrew.
Andrew? Okay.
Yeah.
Who's coming? Engel and Drew the and Andrew the
Andrew.
Druid.
Drew is what I went by when I was a kid, but yeah, it's Andrew. All right, so we're outside the city gates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little I don't know, spot with a couple of trees halfway down the slope.
Gotcha. Right next to the little bit past the farm.
Yeah, that's the one.
Got it.
And today we would love to go to the Dark Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. Dark Mountain. Oh yeah. The cheat with
Ramparoomi. Yeah.
yeah, with the moss and scratches on its left side. Yeah, I remember that tree. Okay. All right, let's see. Is everyone ready?
Yeah. Also, you free tomorrow to grab us back if we contact you?
Okay.
That works for you.
We'll have to set up a little bit of a time because I know with everything going on in the palace, I'll be pretty busy. So I think we'll have to set up a time. Yeah.
You want to set up a time now, or do you just want us to call you with like plenty of lead time, like, hey, calling you now, please pick us up in 2 hours or whatever you need?
Let's do the time of the day first, and then we'll do the hour in the day later. So do you want
Okay.
morning, afternoon, evening?
Probably morning if it is tomorrow, right, Engel?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we're not 100% certain of our plans. It's possible that it won't end up being tomorrow after all, but if it is tomorrow, then probably morning, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
morning.
probably morning
All
tomorrow.
right,
Yeah.
I'll try and do a few tasks that don't require too long of my attention. Okay, yeah.
And you're
I'll
probably
look for
yeah. You're probably still gonna need some lead time, right? Because you need to like walk all the way down to this tree.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
So to
how
come all the
much?
way down here versus going back there, I'll have to see what my schedule's like in the morning. So maybe, I guess, just let me know an hour before you would like to get ready,
Yeah.
and then I'll give you a time frame. For example, an hour and a half, or oh yeah,
Yeah.
it'll
I
take
see
me
what you mean. That
15,
works.
20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So are you ready now? I just see the three of you.
Oh, I called my zombies back out.
Okay, good. They all kind of start shuffling over. Yep. All right. Yep. There they are. Okay. All
They're
right.
not kids, by the way. That's goblins. Just so you know.
Huh?
They're not kids. They're just goblins. That's why they're small.
You don't need to tell the man that. I think he can gather that.
Yeah.
Saying
I
it out
just want
loud's
to make
worse.
sure.
Saying it out loud's worse.
Okay, I see.
It's just the whole thing of seeing goblins, because like they're not like as you see them, they've not decayed. They look pretty much like fresh bodies. They just died. They're obviously discolored, but still, seeing the sight of goblins walking toward him is not the best sight to see. They have already had their history in this world. All right, so he casts his spell. Let me just take a little step to the side so you guys can rush in. All right, you guys ready to full on sprint?
Yep.
Yep.
Line everyone up. Goblins are lined up too.
All right. Do you know? Do you have to give them the word, or
Yeah,
go ahead and hit it?
You can go ahead and hit it. I can just let them know as it's happening. They follow commands pretty well.
You can also go in last lock.
I mean, I can if you want. Yeah, shove the last.
No,
one.
I'm saying like you can have them go through and then go in last, and none of them get left behind.
Yeah, true.
Okay. All right. So let's see. He focuses, closes his eyes for a second, thinks of the tree, and you see him kind of just like move around in that very familiar way he does, and the portal opens up.
Let's go.
1.
Through, and then Engel's gonna
2.
run through. Yeah.
And at the last second, were the zombies first? Were the zombies last?
After Engel said it, I'll put them first.
So they were first. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Yeah, everyone gets through. No issues, no nothing. Yeah, and you guys are now on the other side. Let's put this druid back. Moving and moving. There we go. And make unique. And hide. Okay, let's go over. Beep, bo, bo. Back to one more. Okay. Let's see. Let's drop everyone in. We got Schmerney. We got Engel. Oh. And we got.
We have another Bernie here.
Do we?
Yeah, under the tree. Simon as well. But Bernie is spelled burn minus Y.
Oh. Oh. Let's see. Are they unique? No, he's not unique. Bye. He's dead. Simonius. You died too. I'm sorry for your loss. Then here we go. Okay, all three are present and accounted for.
Right.
Maybe.
Let's go up the mountain. I'm guessing Alma is probably already waiting for us. We had that call a while ago.
Okay.
Keep it up.
I jump across as well. Bernie is going to do the same thing. He's going to jump across as well.
Jump.
Perfect. You enter lock and Seeker Alma is sitting on one of the stones.
Oh,
You see
over here,
her,
guys.
she puts down some like bread she brought and a glass of wine. Well,
Yeah, sorry for the wait. We had a bit of a mix-up.
it's okay. I actually just arrived knowing that you guys would have been late.
Oh,
Time diamond and all.
that hurts.
No, I warned myself that you guys were very late, so I just came at a later time. Sometimes the time diamond has its uses.
See.
I guess when I originally waited for you. Oh,
You
I
waited
looked
a long
rough.
time. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Time is a weird soup.
Yeah. So, I guess I've actually only been waiting here 15 minutes, thanks to my warning. So my hair's still intact, and it's definitely good to see all of you. I
Good to
did
see you too.
recently see Lena a couple days ago, and she's getting along well. Everything seems to be in order. Um,
That's
I guess with everything going on, um, the wedding was one of your last priorities. So unfortunate to have missed that. But yeah, I have heard whispers of things that have happened. Uh, what what's carried you on this way?
well. I think we have a couple things that we want to talk to you about. Um, I guess first we can just kind of update you on what's been happening, though you probably already know a lot of that. Uh,
Okay.
well, the whole kerfuffle on the island with the fire people coming through. They were basically pushed back, but their leader escaped. We did find the sword that you sent us looking for,
Yes. Okay.
and we brought that to the School of Magic. Where is it? Dolvo, I think. No, Boglio. The one close to Boglio.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, the school I once attended.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a couple things. For the first one that we might want to talk about is remember when we talked about you enchanting that chest for us?
Yes.
Is that something you would be ready to do now? Something you're able to do? Because we do have the chest now.
Yes. Yeah. It would take me a little while, but I can get it done. Yeah. Wouldn't it be too difficult?
Um, How do you want to do this? Should we meet up again in order for us to come pick it up, or is there some way?
Actually, uh let me see if I can do something. Let's see if this works. She reaches into her pocket. She feels around and she actually pulls out the items she needs. Oh, I am clever. Huh. All right. Well, I I guess I need to put these things in my pocket later on. Uh, hmm. I guess we can do it right now.
Okay, Engel, do you want to call it?
Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Okay. Do you want to do it now or after we've talked? Because I think a
I guess
chest
after
would
we
be
talk,
nice.
I guess, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
getting more of the more important things out of the way might be a little bit more pressing.
All
It's
right.
important too. But yes, no, it's cool.
She does take it, and while she is listening, she starts preparing things, but she definitely is focused more on listening than what she's doing.
One other thing I remember that we need to talk about is well, we kind of already talked about it with the School of Magic in Boglio, and they're
Okay.
thinking of a way, but what we are trying to do is close the portals that they have in the plane of water.
I see.
They asked us to close them or to actually destroy them, like full on.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Do you have any input on that? Any idea on how we could do it? Because
So I've never personally closed a portal, but I do know, and this is just from experience, having been a seeker, hearing everything that went down with trying to get them pushed back. A blast strong enough can take out a portal. I know that normal means of attacking it won't work. So, some sort of high explosive something can take it out. As opposed for magic, there is a way to like deconsecrate it, but uh, as we're seeing now, someone is reopening these connections. So I don't know if there's a way to deconsecrate it and then just destroy it as if it were stone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Maybe the help of a wizard and a cleric, and she looks at uh, the group of you. Maybe you may be able to find some spells that you can work in unison if you wanted to try deconsecrating it.
Okay.
yeah,
I can think of one I could probably use.
the problem we have to
Dispel
keep
magic.
the problem we have to keep in mind is that we can't go to the portal and like deactivate it while we're looking at it, because that would mean we're stuck where the portal was. Would have to go back through regular means, which could be like half across the plane of water, which I have no idea how big it is, but I'm guessing it's big.
That's
So
true.
Well, we have friends on that side that can help us navigate it, though. So it's not like we'll be, lost or anything.
but that's true, but like even here, nobody knows where all the portals are. The only way to find it out is to just go there, and then even if, well, let's look at the map. Like the furthest one to the south that we think we know of is like around Archina, and then if the main one would be around Kivik that we're trying to get to, that would be like, I don't know, maybe a week of travel or even more. It would be
Yeah.
a lot of time spent traveling around the plane of water, quote unquote, on foot.
I mean,
So
true, but don't forget too, we also kind of figured out a way to navigate which portals are which in a way. Remember when we changed the few parameters around and went through them?
yeah,
Yeah.
There also is the possibility that if there is vegetation in that location, maybe you could have a druid open a connection between the two, and
mm,
once deconsecrating a portal, swim through, which will be pretty easy since a massive surge of water will suck you into the portal, and you'll be back home safe. Of course, a little wet, but
does that work across dimensions?
uh,
I would have thought not.
or at least you can do it in the same dimension,
Yeah,
same plane of
that would
existence.
work.
If you take the druid with you, that could be an option if you didn't want to do an explosive charge.
Yeah. Well,
But
the other
other
thing
than
we
those two methods, again, deconsecrating them was our original plan, but we thought that would have done the trick. But we never tried destroying it after deconsecration.
ideally, I think we'd be able to go to a portal, like through the portal, go to the other end, which is in an unknown spot, and then set up some kind of trap where we can just use the teleporter or the portal again to go back where we came from, and then the trap is set up after we left and destroys the portal on that end. That would be ideal.
Say that one more time.
So essentially, let's say we're in point A, which is the point that we want to remain safe and open and not do anything to. Safe spot, basically.
Yeah.
Portal B is the one we want to destroy. So we go through the portal to portal B, set up a trap of some kind, explosive or whatever, use the portal to go back to point A ourselves, but have the trap stay back at point B and then destroy point B when we're not there anymore.
That's possible, but you would set. Let's say portal A is your safe portal. Portal B is the portal you want to destroy. What portal are you setting the trap in?
Yeah, because you're saying the trap gets teleported as well, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you want to set up the trap in portal A and teleport from portal B?
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in order to accomplish that, since we're all starting out at the safe spot at point A, someone would have to go ahead to B, while the people that stay behind at point A set up the trap, and then after some predetermined amount of time, the person that's at B comes back to A, and
Yes.
by doing that swaps a trap to point B, and then the one's left there except for the trap.
I will say that does leave a little bit of room for error because, say, for example, the person is not that great at counting time. Maybe they don't switch in time, or maybe they switch before the person can set up, and there's people trapped in portal B, and
Communication
yeah.
essentially is better.
So I think as long as there's a way, yeah, to communicate, I think that'll be okay.
There is also danger on the other side of a lot of those portals, so that would mean that whoever goes through to essentially wait there while the trap is being set up needs to be able to survive that, either by being strong or by being able to hide, invisibility or something.
Well, as long as the trap is ready to be set, and depending, this is the plane of water, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as there's a strong swimmer that can swim very fast to place the explosive charge near the center of the portal and swim away as quickly as possible, then even waiting 15 seconds with a preset charge wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And you say
Because if
it
the
needs.
charge is ready to go, yeah.
Yeah, that it can be fast. You say it needs a strong explosion. Like, what kind of power level are we talking about here?
Well, I think it's not just power. I think it's what ingredients are used. So I think just a normal, let's say, for example, incendiary device. I don't know if that's enough, but I think something that might be possibly if something can be infused with some magic, I think that might work. Ingol, I think you did mention using dispel.
Yes, spell magic. Yes.
I don't know if we can imbue magic into maybe a bomb. But maybe we can try finding if there are ingredients that have the same effect.
Maybe.
You said the headmaster is looking into this?
Yeah. Yeah, we told him as well. I don't actually remember what he said. This again was like a day ago, but it feels like a month or two ago.
Yeah. Let me see. Huh. Okay. Well, hopefully there is some sort of ingredient that can be found that can mimic the spell if we can't imbue it with the actual spell itself. I'll check my libraries as well. I know I've been back and forth between different planes of existence just to make sure my books are safe and sound. But yeah, I'd like to look into this.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the pickaxe angle?
Well, we're just gonna ask her stuff about like your thing with the air prince and your people.
True, that's another thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're gonna
setting
talk
up
to her
that
about that.
meeting. What did we need to talk to Alma about that for? Well, anyways, we're setting up that meeting, and
It was something to help him forget about where the place is and stuff like that. There's something about that, and the meeting itself too, the overall meeting itself.
yeah. Well, there's two things I need to be able to do, or find somebody else can do them for me for that whole thing to work. We need to be able to teleport to a
Okay.
spot, and well, that one not necessarily, but ideally. And we definitely need to be able to modify memory. But the problem with modifying memory regularly is that it's not super secure and very limited in how long of a time frame it can affect and how long after you do it.
Okay.
But he essentially needs to forget how he got to the meeting, and then afterwards how he left. As to his
Okay.
guards.
I think if that's the case, maybe we can. I've heard of his reputation, so I don't know if demand is the word we can use, and I don't know if suggest, but I think if you've worked out a solid agreement with him, you can say that you would need to wipe his memory as soon as you arrive of how he arrived, and then once more once he's left. Because if
Yeah,
he's there for, let's say, 6 hours,
that's
then
true.
yeah,
We did put a clause in our contract with him specifically that he and his guards need to have their memories wiped of basically all knowledge of how to get to or from the meeting place.
correct.
So that should be
Yeah.
alright.
Okay.
But still, it requires a high level spell slot, and it's him and two guards that he's allowed to bring. I mean, he could couple alone, but I doubt it. So
Hmm.
I don't have the power to do that. I don't even know the spell at all. I couldn't even do it for a single one at the moment.
I can see if I'll ask a few people around. I think there's at least one person I know that can do this spell.
I can also
And
ask my people. They're probably gonna have some as well, but I also don't know how many they have that can do it.
if anything, maybe given how strong I am with magic, I don't want to brag, but that's the truth. Maybe I can also learn this spell and help out.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
And I think with the time diamond, there might be a way to make it a little bit easier.
Okay, that's good.
Because even in the sense of. Now, this is the hard part. I can't send myself through, but I can send my consciousness through. So that maybe that can help.
Through what do you mean?
Well, I can't send myself through to do the spell at a later date. So, if, for example, if I need to rest afterward, like for example a day, I can't quite do the spell 2 hours later.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll try this. I know Ulrond isn't gonna like it, but we have to do it. I'll see if I can use the time diamond to reverse his age, which is a possibility, and possibly rewrite over his memory. I don't know if it can be done or not.
I don't think he'll like that either.
Yeah. But we'll only do 5 minutes. So I'll say a specific word or phrase. I'll try rewinding time. But I think it's just on the body. I don't think it actually applies to the mind.
Um, then that won't help us out that much.
Yeah. I'll have to do some tests though. Hopefully it works on also the mind. Because a few times that I did use it, I think Angle, you might have been there. I used it on a few guards,
Yeah.
and they didn't seem coherent as though they were there to fight us. It seems like, you know what? I think, if my memory serves me, I think they didn't know why they were there, but the effects wore off.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's not gonna work. We need to be permanent.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing we need about that one is the modification of memory, and the other way is the other thing is to get there. So essentially,
Wait a minute.
yeah,
It will work.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll only work after the meeting. So, say for example, it needs to possibly. I can take a long rest, rewind that person back to a specific point. So, right after they teleported out of wherever they are going, then erase that part of their memory, and then they'll go back to their current state, having an altered memory. Yes, I think that would work. Again, I'll try it on Allrond. He's not gonna like it, but this is I'm sure he'll understand.
Okay.
Sorry, and you were saying?
yeah, yeah. The other thing is about how to get there, because the time frame of what you can modify with modify memory is so limited.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should start another way. Originally, we were planning on traveling there by boat, essentially.
Okay.
So I know where it is, and then forgetting that whole journey. But since modify memory only modifies, or is better at modifying a small amount of time and not a long, a long time frame like that, it would be better if we can teleport there and then just erase the teleportation, so he wouldn't know like the symbols of the teleportation circle and stuff like that. But
Okay.
I am currently at school in order to learn teleportation circle, but that's gonna take a while, and we need to do this essentially sooner than I can learn it. So
Yeah.
I can. The most important thing that you need to do, and I'm sorry to say, is I know we don't know each other that well, but I might need to be there.
yeah,
And I think if you can't learn the information in time, I can create a teleportation circle outside of wherever or inside. If it's, is it in the same plane of existence?
Yeah, it is. Well, as far as
Okay.
I know.
So you're still in the material plane. It's not like some pocket dimension tucked away somewhere else.
No, again, not as far as I know. I left by boat. So I don't think
Okay.
so, yeah. I think it's just hidden. I don't think it's gone.
Okay. Okay, well, if that's the case, then that's even better. We can put in a teleportation circle and have one place to the other teleport him directly in, and then after he leaves, we can destroy. It's gonna take some, yeah. Yeah. But I'll need to be there to not only install it but help destroy it. So, and then I guess I'll just leave by normal means. So, if that's okay with you.
Well, this is with me. I'll have to ask them, but I think, you know, I can vouch for you, so I think that should work.
Okay. All right. The only other way is if you can't vouch for me, you'll need to carry, and she like looks down at the tiles at her feet. You would need to be able to carry a 10 by 10 uh, stone slab with the teleportation circle already in it and place it somewhere in your village or town or whatever the nature is. But of course, transporting a 10 by 10 slab of rock is a whole thing all of in itself. So,
Well, kind of, but I mean, that's not too hard. Plenty of spells to do that kind of thing.
okay. Hopefully, I mean, not only is the weight what I'm talking about, but also the attention that you'll be getting. So, if that's the route you want to take, I say take every precaution available.
Um,
Because again, it's not that we want this sort of information to be readily seen, let alone taken advantage of.
can we stuff that stone into a pocket dimension and pull it back out and it still works? Or that would that destroy it?
Uh, in what way would you stuff it into a pocket dimension?
Well, essentially, with the chest that you're, well, about to upgrade for us, with that upgrade, it will be able to hold a lot of space. We stuff it in there through the chest, and then we can make the chest disappear into a pocket dimension, and then we just have this tiny chest with us, and that won't draw any attention as we travel.
So at this point, she's already pretty much done with the spell. You've seen her, like the entire time she was focused on both Ingle and Locke as she works away at the spell. And much like that chest behind her, um, she uses the spell. You've already given her that chest, right?
Yeah. Oh, Engel had it, but I think he gave it to
Yeah,
her.
I gave it to her. Yeah,
You gave a normal chest, or you gave like the smaller version of it?
the smaller version of it, right? That's what I'm supposed to be giving her.
And in that case, she would have to use it first to get the big one here. The,
Yeah,
the spell goes on the big one.
yeah. So you give her the big one.
Then I give it the big one, yeah.
Okay. So, she had worked on it. So imagine that chest that's right behind her. Right, this one. She takes it and she looks at the ground. And is it one? Yes. What? What? What happened? Oh, whoa, that's cool. So this space, you see her try to put the item,
Mm-hmm.
like she, does a motion with her hands and like a triangle motion, and she tries pushing her hands into the chest, and she's like, the 10 by 10 is too large to fit into a chest, so it can't be placed inside, nor can it be shrunk down to fit.
Well, what if I do? I mean, I guess we're not about to fight, so I can just do it. I'll cast stone shape, and I'll roll it up like you would roll up uh, like a papyrus or something, a scroll
Okay.
basically, and then see if the roll fits in there. The
Okay.
roll of just the top layer of the stone, basically.
Again, the amount of rolling you do, you'd have to like really thinly kind of get the top layer of it. But as you do, you're hearing like everything kind of like shifting and shaping, and she's like, "Okay, so can you open it back up?"
Yeah, I guess I unroll it again.
And it looks just like kind of like crinkled, like
Oh,
it's not like like it's, imagine like you're crinkling paper, like you're never gonna get it back to like,
yeah,
especially stone. And I don't know if you actually did that, like you actually did the spell. It
I
sounds like you
did.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So she's like, look at the edges. They're no longer fine. They're no longer like clean. And having this, having um, a teleportation circle, you need every single thing perfectly carved into. Um, like no one chisel can be out of place.
Hmm.
So she said, if you want to carry a full on teleportation circle, that's definitely an option, but you would need to have a means of making it not only weightless, but also cover it to where no one can see what's inside.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could go with you and create it
Yeah.
on the other side of wherever your village is. And if it's outside this plane of existence, then that teleportation circle would have to be on the outside of the entry.
Yeah. Um. Um. For meeting. Modify memory casters. There. No. Okay. Wrote some stuff down that I have to ask them.
And as much as I don't want to really see King Aramis, uh, yeah, for what he's been accused of doing, I'm not really in the mood to spend as much time as possible with this person.
Yeah.
The little the better.
Okay, and then well, I think we can put a period under that now. I think that's talked about. I'll have to contact my people, ask them what's up, and then I can get back to you. Another thing, unrelated, basically, we got these wyverns. As you can see, they're with us right now as
Yeah.
pets. And in order to help train them and be able to better communicate with them, we would love to learn some spells which are part of the School of Divination, which, you know, you're specialist on. So we were wondering if maybe you can somehow get us access to them. We were thinking of, well, one is tongues, which I think especially Engel here would love to learn, and the other one would be Rary's telepathic bond, which would be the one I'm more interested in. Is that a possibility at all?
Tongues. I think I have tongues lying around. I'll need to check my spell book for that. And I think telepathic bond might be in the school. I'm pretty sure.
Engel, can you learn from a written down spell? Can you learn it yourself, or can you only learn by?
Technically, I know all my spells. I just have to memorize them for the day. So technically, I already know it. I just have to, set it
Oh,
up
I
when I go to
see.
a long
Okay, so you
rest.
don't even need to learn it. You basically already have it. You would just need to prep it. Okay.
Exactly. But your spell is the one that you will need.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, in that
Use
case,
that.
it's mostly rare. I mean, if you have tongues as well for me to copy, I'll happily spend the gold on ink and paper to do it. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
but
Yeah.
mostly the other one, mostly telepathic bond is what we're really interested in, or what I'm really interested in. Then.
Yeah. I mean, I will have to sit down and explain this and that. It's going to take a little bit of time. But yeah, I mean, my library is definitely open. I know I've offered it to both of you before. Uh, but let me go through, see if I can find tongues. And at least when I was in school, they had telepathic bond in the library. Now, I don't know if it's still there or there was a big ban on books a while ago. So maybe it might be in the restricted area. And
Yeah.
they're not really happy about granting access to that stuff. So, yeah. I don't know if that's something you'll easily find out in the wild. But if anything, I would say restricted section of the library.
Okay. We did kind of hear about that already. Some kids tried to sneak in when we were there.
Oh, wow. That's kind of impressive then. I know, yeah, I
Well, they actually did sneak in. Technically, we
It
just
did.
caught them.
Yeah.
oh. How did they get caught?
So we
Well,
just happened to be in the area. And listen, we heard them.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, do you know what they were looking for?
No,
Not
Do you know who they
exactly. Yeah.
were?
Well,
we,
to be honest, when it happened, we then discussed with the headmaster our views on restricting access to information, and our views kind of diverged, and so he sort of shut down the conversation.
Oh, yeah. I know with a lot of things that have been going on, especially with Dario Cross coming back into the picture. Uh, there's been a lot of tightening, which is understandable, of certain spells that he might not want in the hands of the enemy. And yeah, that's definitely something to be able to command others without speaking is definitely something I would not want Dario Cross to have. So I'm sure he's probably under a lot of pressure, but he's definitely. I mean, he's always been kind to me. So if there's something, I know he's probably got pressure on his shoulders. Um, I don't think then he'll probably allow you to go into the restricted section. So take that as you will. Um, yeah. If you
Alright.
do choose to go, uh, maybe those children might be able to shed some light on the situation. But that's for you two to decide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good to know.
Yeah. So you see her like look down at the chest that's on the ground, and she reaches down, closes the chest, and you see her like close the chest, and it looks as though she's like kind of pushing it down. And as she's pushing it, the closed chest from the top of the lid, the whole thing just kind of like shrinks against the pressure. And she shows it to you. She's like, she puts it kind of like in the palm of her hand. She takes a teeny little handle on one side and a teeny handle on the other side, and like bends down like toward the ground where the chest is like just above it, and she starts pulling the handles apart, and it starts enlarging, and obviously gets heavier as she makes it bigger. And then she just kind of takes her hand again and then pushes down on the top of it, or like pushes on the sides, and it shrinks. Well, at least that's taken care of. Um, I will need to look into tongues. Um,
Hmm.
and I don't know how you want to handle telepathic bond, but mm, yeah, I I don't know how you want to handle that.
I
What are
don't
your
know.
thoughts so far?
Perhaps we don't need it. I don't know.
If if you need it, I say go for it. If it's really not a problem, then that's for. And she looks at everyone. That's for you to decide. Um, yeah. All I know is if you do want to go down that path, I say go with the people that know how to get into the restricted section and can help you out.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, do you want to talk about the pickaxe angle?
I looked at Bernie on that one.
He looks over. He doesn't even turn his head. His eyes just kind of like look over, like knowingly at Engel. Well, I know it's in the plane of fire. I heard through some chatter and enough torture that once they were able to finally get their hands on it, it seems to have gone to some location. Um, I guess a secure location in the plane of fire. It looked as though the princess took it. So wherever that may be, um, we need to get that back
Okay.
sooner rather than later. Um,
Um, Out of game. Does does she know who Bernie is? Or did we ever tell her? No, right?
I think she gave like a knowing smile to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
She has an idea.
I think she. I mean, you can talk to her about it, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess in game. Yeah, we have to get a certain pick. We have to get a certain item back from the flame realm or fire realm. Um, I had an idea, but I
Okay,
don't know if it will work.
let's definitely hear this. I'd love to hear ideas.
Um, one of the one of the portals is to a lair where a white dragon is sitting.
Okay.
Do you know happen to know how close that white dragon is to the portal? Is it within like the sphere of where it can be teleported to, say, the plate of fire?
I don't know where you're talking about.
So one of the portals that point to the one obviously that's behind us
Hmm.
on our world is next to or has a white dragon next to it. We can't get
Okay.
close because the area is so cold it's ridiculous.
Okay.
We well yeah, but I was wondering if you knew. If you don't know, it's fine. But I was entertaining the idea of teleporting that dragon to the fire plane, and either it ran, running amok there, or vice versa. Either way, it's a win for us.
Yeah. I. Do you have any idea of when it was created, or when it might have been brought to its destination?
Not sure. I know it was when the portals. It was during the time when I guess they were the dragon cult, whatever. I forgot the name of the cult. They
Hmm?
were controlling dragons and trying to control the portals here.
Okay. You're. Do you remember if there was any stonework that was made, or maybe some sort of, I don't know, anything with to do with uh, maybe a plaque, or maybe a sign, or maybe anything to do with something man-made and rocks in that location?
No, like, um we couldn't get near it.
Well, no, anywhere. Where it was this on top of a mountain? Was this in a field?
It's in a mountain.
In. Okay. Is there any sort of stonework on the inside of this location?
Uh, yeah, there is.
Is it possible for you to go back to this location, and as a dwarf you can determine when that stonework was created, when it was all that kind of stuff, and then tell me so I can travel to it to see for my eyes?
Yeah, I can do that. Again, I can't get too close to the spot because, like I said, there's a white dragon there, and the entire area is covered with ice. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Because if there's any sort of stonework, I can travel back, and I mean, this could be 10 years ago. Maybe, I mean, at least if I can get an idea, I can see the space where the portal is, and possibly even figure out the portal code for it. You
okay,
know?
okay. And then the other thing is we need to go to the fire plane, and I guess our other plan. And this is actually the first one. The second one is actually the dragon one, but the first one,
Okay.
we need to get in there. Well, I guess we were thinking about going in there stealthily.
Uh-huh.
So we would need a copious amount of not only fire resist potions, but stealth potions or invisible potions as well.
Okay.
As
Yeah.
well as who do you know anything about the fire plane and its leadership that could possibly help us?
I know I can. Again, that time diamond is a real gem for gathering stuff from the past. So I can go in there, and I mean, actually, if the four of us, if you want to go with me, we can go into the fire plane or plane of fire and gather the information ourselves. Because definitely all the help would be appreciated.
Um, I look to yeah, Locke and Bernie. I mean,
Well,
do you think you guys
what's
want to risk it?
what's the question?
So there was a little bit of wanting to find out what's going on in the plane of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership, maybe military size, maybe anything of that nature. Um, I can help with this, but having one individual go there versus having four of us work together, it would be a lot easier to have four than one. Would you want to help me with gaining this information?
Sure.
Okay. And I don't know if either of you have had the pleasure of working with the time diamond, but it only takes a second to live a lifetime.
I
Yeah,
think we've
I don't
done
mind.
it once before.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Have you?
I think we saw like a burning.
Nim. That's Nim.
Ah, never mind. I don't remember when we did that.
I think no. I think he read about it because he did go through Nim's journal.
I
Oh,
did.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, then you know it no matter how long you spend in that other location and time, you come right back to the second that you've left.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice little perk with this time diamond. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind helping, let me know when and where, and then we can set everything up.
Okay.
Mm.
We could do it now. I mean, or we're just gonna go in there and check it out, right?
Well, I don't have the time diamond on me, is the thing.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
got you.
I don't want to leave with it and, yeah, for it to be put into the wrong hands, especially being so near uh, where Dario Cross um, attacked earlier.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, we are going to have to stay in Barumi tonight, anyways.
Okay.
We'll only be able to go back to Tordia tomorrow in the morning. So maybe sometime later today. Does that work?
Later today. Hmm. Okay.
Or perhaps
Let
since it's pretty
me.
much instant tomorrow morning might also work.
Where will you be tomorrow morning?
Well, I think we're spending the night in either Barumi or Alrine, and then tomorrow morning the meeting for us to get back will be basically here at the mountain, at the foot of the mountain again. So
Okay. All right. But then you're going back to which city?
Tordia afterwards.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could meet you in Tordia, because for one, uh, it would be nice to see the home you've managed to turn into from a house, uh, and see how far you've come. And at the same time, it does give me a chance to speak with Lord Brahm.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, too, hang on. Also, too, um, we were thinking about trying to do a teleportation circle in our place in Tordia.
Yes.
Um, could you come check it out at least? See if it's
Yeah.
feasible. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. I think definitely putting a teleportation circle into your home, obviously in a secure location, would be a great idea.
Okay. And you can also come by too whenever you want when you get it up. We
Yeah,
have an extra room.
that would be delightful. There are many times I would love to stop by and not just be consumed with the library and trying to go from here and there. Just finally take a break for at least the night. Uh, but yeah, I think tomorrow then I will see you in Tordia.
Okay.
All right. Well, you do know how the chest works, correct?
I'm
Yeah.
not quite sure. You were like unfolding it and folding it up. I thought it was more like a bag of holding where just the inside is bigger.
Uh,
What to do exactly?
so this is the chest that you want to keep as a trinket, right?
Uh,
Am I correct?
I mean, yeah, basically.
Yeah. So you want the small version of it, and then you also want it to be its own kind of like that's the one where you're like there's two chests connected, correct?
Well, the way it works is that we have one chest that we made.
Yep.
That's an actual chest, and you use the toy chest as essentially kind of a remote control to send the big chest to and from a pocket dimension.
Yes.
Or like a pocket dimension in the astral plane or something like that. So when you
Okay.
use the remote to dispel the chest, it goes to the astral plane, and when you use it to call it back, it comes back to wherever you are currently.
Oh, so this thing is not the chest itself. Like for example, uh let's do this. Let me do something here real quick. Okay. So now there are two chests. One here, one here. This chest, from my understanding, is this chest is here, this chest is also there. If you put something into here, then it also appears here. If you take it out of here, it's no longer in either of them. It gets passed from one to the next.
Um, that's not how it works behind the scenes. I mean, in the end, what you do with it kind of works like that, but the way the magic works is that there is only one chest, and it's in only one place at a time, we just have 2 remotes to call it. So we both send it away to the same spot, and when someone uses his remote to call it, it comes from that other plane, from the astral plane, to the one that called it. You can put stuff into it as much as you want. Close the chest, you send it back to the astral plane, and then the other person can use their remote to call it to them.
I see.
And what we saw you do with your chest in your base, or we saw Alma doing, in case we're talking out a game here, I don't know.
Yeah.
What we saw her do is that she had a chest that was like a bag of holding, where she had like her whole library inside one chest. And if she needed a book, she put her hand in and like pulled out.
Well, this is what she had. She had
Yeah.
that system.
Oh, she had like a. But then how did all the books fit in there if it's still just the size of a normal
She enlarged
chest?
it. She did the same thing. She opened it up and then she pulled the book out and she shrank it down again.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Do you want to do this system, or do you want to do the remote system where it opens the pocket dimension?
Well, then we have the remote system, but then hers, I guess, doesn't help us. I thought it was more like a bag of holding when she used it, but okay.
It is. It is. But you're putting it into here. It goes into the pocket dimension here, and then you also have access through this chest.
And then the pocket dimension is bigger than the inside of a chest would be, or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, then
it's the same thing. It's the same thing like a bag of holding, but like you have access to two ways.
Okay.
So literally, if you climb into this one, let me do it this way. Okay, so Alma climbs into beep. She climbs into here. She goes into here. Then she's in this little pocket dimension, and then she can also just climb out of this one, and she's now in a different location.
All right.
And then she climbs back in. She's in this pocket dimension, and then let's say this one is shrunk down and it's inside someone else's pocket. So all you have to do is open it up. Obviously, don't put this one into this one, then that's gonna explode and all that kind of crap. But it's pretty much like this is the front door, this is the side door. But you can miniaturize the side door and put it into your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also then the way I guess it's going to work in combination is we basically only need one of her chests. We don't need the same space linked to another one. And that one chest that is a bag of holding essentially as our 2 remotes, and we can send it to and from the astral plane with our 2 remotes.
That one I didn't follow. One more time?
So we have, or the way I think we should combine it then is we have the 2 tiny chests.
Yeah.
A and B, and we just have one big chest that she now enchanted to be connected to this kind of, TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
So this one chest is bigger on the inside, but we still move it around by having 2 different remotes, and either we call it or our guy in our house calls it.
So that's what the standard thing is then.
Well, it's kind of a combination of the 2, because the standard thing is that you can do that, but it's just a regular chest that has just like I don't know, 2 by, I don't know what the size of a chest is, 2 by 3 by 2 feet or whatever.
Yeah.
And now we combine it and we can still do the same thing, but instead of the inside being also 2 by 3 by 2, it's actually massive space inside. Right?
So you want both spells.
Yeah, that was the whole idea. That's what we asked her to do in the beginning. That was
okay.
Yeah. We asked her, like, hey, we have this and it works this way. Can you combine this with your spell to also have that same effect on it? And at the time she said she could. So that's why we asked her to do it, yeah.
So you want the big space inside, and you want to call it.
Yes, with the remotes.
Okay. So she can create, I mean, the one that you're talking about with the remotes, can you do that spell? And you were asking her to do the other one,
Yeah.
or are you asking for both?
No, I can do that. I've already done it. Like, that's what Engel had. He had just a tiny chest and called out the big one.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so then she just
She
scratch
just does
the
her
other
part,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, she just does the stuff of putting in the bag of holding into.
Yeah. Tardisification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I thought you wanted like the fancy thing. That's why like earlier when you were talking to Sebastian, that's what I was saying like, yeah, if you just put the letter into the chest, it'll appear in my chest. But just one chest, I see. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
All right,
functionally
so
ends
yeah,
up
then,
working the same, but yeah, not behind the scenes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the other one, uh, enlarging it and all that kind of stuff ensures that um, the chest is not in use when you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, if someone does have the chest open, the second that you're calling it, then it would shut close immediately and then just disappear, kind of thing.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. The other one would just be like
You can open it at the
you
same
would put
time.
well no, like you would put something in there, and even if the other chest is closed, it would still appear in that one. But yeah,
Yeah.
just small stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so then she does it the other way. She just puts the pocket dimension inside the, I guess, callable. I guess that's the word for it, if that's a word.
Yeah.
Chest. Okay,
Nice.
yeah. I thought you wanted something fancy. I was like, yeah,
Oh,
you
it
can
is
like
very fancy.
make it bigger and make it smaller. Like, all right, so then just never mind about making it larger and smaller.
Okay.
Yeah. So standard chest size.
Yeah. Except on the inside.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
All
Cool.
right. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Seriously, thank you.
Yeah. Always happy to help, especially those fighting for the right side. Yeah. But let me, I guess, take the time while you guys are heading to, I guess you said Barumi. I
Yeah.
don't know if you'd make it back in time if you went to Allrind. Maybe you'd have to hustle. So I don't see any horses.
To make it
I
back
don't know
in
if they
time
have enough
before what?
before the morning.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
thought it was
Allrind
only.
because Allrind is like the distance between Barumi and Allrind, Rockdale is like a day's travel. So it's like half a day's travel to get to Allrind or Allrine, and then half a
Really?
day's travel back. So you wouldn't have any time to sleep or nothing.
Oh. Oh, we do need
Yeah.
to go to Barumi and back, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barumi's a lot closer to here than Allrind.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Yeah.
just Barumi is fine.
Yeah. I mean, if you had horses, you'd make a quick work of it, but on foot is, oh boy.
Well, maybe our wyverns can't fly us yet, but maybe we can walk us.
I don't know what that means.
Now we can
Yeah,
walk.
maybe they can walk you. Yeah, so I'll take my time. I'll try to make quick work of finding tongues. And I guess who's learning tongues?
Me then, in that case. Since
Okay.
Engel can basically just learn it. Yeah.
Well, either way, it's going to take 8 hours. So whether Engel learns it or you learn it, it's still 8 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So if both of you are learning it, then that's 16 hours.
Yeah. All right.
So whoever wants to learn it, I guess I could see you tomorrow morning to start teaching you how to
In
do tongues in Tordia.
Tordia, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So either we could do tongues first and then use the time diamond to go to the plane of fire, or vice versa. It's your choice.
Okay.
So either way, I will see you tomorrow morning in Tordia.
All right.
All right. I guess
Okay.
time for me to make my way. Yeah. If there's anything else, is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
To Bernie, anything you wanted to add, or
He looks around. Yeah, I think huh. I think that's pretty much it. Just those the pickaxe is of great importance.
okay?
Yeah. She says, "Okay." And with that she starts moving and Bernie sidesteps so she can pass through. I will see you tomorrow morning then.
All right.
All right,
See you then.
sounds good.
She turns and hops over, makes her way.
Can you see her angle?
No, I can't.
Yeah, me neither.
Really?
Nope.
No?
I thought we were just doing theater of mind this whole time.
What? No, she's
Yeah.
been standing in front of you.
Nope, never saw her.
Nope, did not see her at
What?
all.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
She
I
was
mean, it still works.
standing. She was standing like right on this corner, like the entire time. Oh wow, that's crazy. And then she just walked. Can you see her now at least? She's right here.
No.
Nope.
Oh dear. She's not hidden, is she? I don't think she's hidden. No, she's not hidden. Let me see. Hide and reveal.
Yeah, now she's
There
here.
you go.
Oh really? Oh man. Okay. Yeah, she wasn't hidden. I don't know why. All right. Yeah. Oh dear, that's funny. Yeah, so she makes her way over to the portal and she takes like one last look. She looks over her shoulder at the trio, gives like a very pleasant smile. She puts her hand palm facing you and she kind of like does like a little cute wave. Turns back. She pushes in some coordinates and with a really big flash, she's gone.
All right. All right. In that case, let's get to Barumi.
So,
All right. With that, let's fast travel. Is there anything you want to do on the way to Barumi?
yeah, probably just gonna have little talks, stuff like that. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let's pause it here. If there's
Oh.
something you actually want to talk about, is there actually something you want to talk about, or is it just like the characters would talk, blah blah blah, or was there
The characters
actually?
probably talk.
Yeah,
Okay.
for me as well.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, I don't think there's anything of importance. Of
Okay.
importance, I mean.
Is there anything you want to do or see on the way to Barumi?
No, but we're gonna be sleeping in Barumi, right?
From what I heard, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if we're gonna be sleeping in Barumi, that's where I won't want to change my spells, obviously, for me.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, so then let's just. I'm going to pick up Shmurny and go to the front gate of Barumi. Actually, I'm going to put him right there. Cool. All right, and then with that, let's call it a session.
All right.
Okay.
In that case, we need to make notes for our future selves, which is what we're doing. Barumi is 1, pick up all the stuff that we left in that flat on the underground, like inn or whatever it is, or maybe we just we rented a flat, I think. Pick up all the stuff we left in there and put it in Engel's new and upgraded chest. And we need to let the king know about the soldiers that died on the island to the fire people. And then sleep. And then tomorrow go back home to Tordia to meet up with Alma.
Let
That's
them
it.
know it's knights, not just soldiers.
Yes, true. Blue Knight and his people.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Perfect.
Bye bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
How you do?